What's going on, folks? This is Devlan James, Mr. Apathy, coming at you with a quick video. This video titled, Parents, Watch the Way You Treat Your Children. Now, it was closer to the beginning of summer when my folks came up to visit. My folks being my mother and my stepfather, her husband. We went out to a nearby park they have in my area. Park it's a nice big park, has a nice big lake, good scenery. People, they come, they fish, they kayak, they do all types of things in the lake. And at the shallow end of the lake, they made it into a beach area. And they have, you could go, you could sit there. They have benches, things like that. They have like a, it really looks like a beach, like a little shore and whatnot. Anyway, we went there and we were just talking, just BSing. And I noticed that there was this single mother, black mother, there with her daughter. She was in the sand, chilling, and the daughter was in the water at the very shallow end with her flotation devices. Happy, playing merrily. And she yelled something to the daughter. Hey, get over here. And the daughter started coming, and I guess she left some toy behind. And then she was like, go get that fucking toy and bring your ass over here. Now, this girl couldn't have been older than, I'd say 4, probably 3 or 4. And this is the manner that this woman is talking to this child. I look at that and I shook my head. And my stepfather noticed it. And I'm like, you see, it's always the job of the generation before to prepare the way for the new generation. And when you look at the way kids are being raised in this country, I wonder where we're going to end up. As a parent, you have the most influence on your kids, on what path they're going to choose in life. It all goes back to the upbringing. And with the way this mother was talking to her daughter, well, the way I see it, there could be 1 or 2 paths. The child could, miraculously, well, in the case of this mother, I doubt it, find a positive path where she's able to take her place in life and grow into, a woman, whether she's a businesswoman or a business owner, someone that could do something positive for her life, for herself, and ultimately for her community. If she's a business owner and she creates jobs. Or she could be the stripper or prostitute with a drug problem. It's really sad. So I say, refer back to the title of this video, parents, watch the way you treat your children. Because it has a lot to do with who they become when they grow older. Because your kids, your children, are not going to be children forever. At some point, they're going to grow into adults. Give you a better case of what I'm talking about. This happened a couple of years ago. It was during the weekend, probably like a Saturday or what have you. I called a friend of mine who was really like family. Actually, he's closer to me than blood, like a brother. I've known him and his brother since 4th grade. Used to hang out with him a lot back in the day, back in the 80s, And he was very instrumental in guided me in the direction to get a place of my own. Because I had rented a house. I made a video where I spoke about, when I had rented a house, rented a room from him when I was saving for my house. Okay, this is the same individual, the same brother I'm talking about. Anyway, I gave him a call on the weekend. He was away. Now, we're both West Indian. We weren't born in America. Both born in the same country. And he went back home. So I was calling him to see how his trip was and everything. He's been going home quite a bit. And he told me, well, Dev, my father passed away on my trip there. And I was like, really? There was a long pause, followed quickly by, it was simultaneously. We both broke into laughter. Both of us. Just laughed. And I'm not talking like a chuckle. I mean hearty laugh. Both of us at the same time. And I stopped. I'm like, damn, bro. These people have no idea what they've created in us and what they've done to us in our childhood. No idea whatsoever. The kind of monsters they created. I know this is going to sound disturbing to maybe a lot of the people listening. And I would say that it may sound disturbing because maybe you came from functional two-parent households where your father was actually there for you. Your father was very instrumental in your upbringing. Your father was there to establish your esteem, to show you if you're a man how to be a man, to show you if you were, if you're a woman, how to respond to man, how a man would treat a woman. Basically, showing you how a man relates to a woman through your relationship with him as your father. But he was there for you. He helped build your life. He helped set you up. He helped taught you, what you're going to need, give you the tools that you're going to need to succeed. To people like that, or anyone that has a relationship with their father, that may sound very disturbing. But to people like us, me and my friend, who both came from single-parent homes, who were both more or less raised by a single mother, with your father nowhere in sight, it's a different story. Or your father, in the case of my friend, being so selfish, so notably selfish that he wanted nothing to do with his own child, except for the one time he reached out to him for money. Because the economy is not the best in my country. And money from here, from America, goes a long way there. So, not counting that, him reaching out at a time when he was really had his back against the wall, had nothing to do with his son. Anyway, I'm telling you, life is really a balancing act. You never know where you're going to end up in life. And the same kids that you treat like shit today, you abuse, you tell them they're not shit, you neglect them, you ignore them, you pretend that they don't exist. The same kids that you do that to today, tomorrow are going to be the adults that you may need. And in the case of my friend, he actually Because you see, the thing with single moms, usually, and I'm probably going to offend people with this, but I don't give a shit. It's the truth. I'm speaking from experience. Single mothers tend to make the worst decisions when it comes to men. They like them either because they're bad boys, they're womanizers, they're slick with their, with what they say with their words. Yeah, maybe they were ballers, they had money, or whatever the case. They hooked up with them, they produce you, and they bring you into an environment where, well, this guy wasn't shit to begin with, so he's not going to be there. So now you're tasked with having to try to figure it out on your own. Because let's be honest, most of these single mothers, they put the least amount of effort when it comes to raising you. So you're basically left holding the bag from their bad decision. And usually, because these guys that they choose are basically irresponsible, selfish, or they're out there trying to knock every woman down, you may have a number of half brothers, because the fucking guy is out there spreading seed or spreading the seed around like a goddamn farmer on an open meadow. So finds out from one of his half sisters that the man is dead. And she had to coerce my friend into coming to the goddamn wedding because, as you can imagine, he didn't want to be bothered. So he goes to the wedding. I'm sorry, I'm fucked up. It's early in the morning, guys. Forgive me. She tried to coerce him to go into the funeral, for the father. Okay, and he went only because of her. Met some other half brothers there. Now, the irony of this whole thing, this man in life never did anything for my friend. Never did anything but reach out to him when he found out from the half brothers and his half sisters that he's actually doing good. He has his own house, he has his family and whatnot. Reached out for him for money. He did absolutely nothing for this guy. So he goes to the man's funeral. And they start asking him, it's like, listen, we can't pay for everything. Could you help us? You gotta be fucking shitting me. I'll tell you right there, my friend is better than me. I wouldn't even gone to the goddamn funeral. I would say, well, I don't know him. The fuck. But he went there and, gave some money towards the burial and the whatnot and the shit. Then it came back and said hey, where we're burying him is by a river. We have to reinforce this and the other thing. We're going to need money for that. Well, right there, my friend snapped. He's like, you know what? Fuck this shit. And fuck y'all people. Y'all didn't think about this before you buried him? Because now there's a danger now of everything, his casket and everything being washed into the river and washed away. He's like, you know what? Fuck that motherfucker. He's never been there for me. And he let them have it right there at the funeral. And I thought that was fucking beautiful. Call me what the fuck you want, but hey, karma's a motherfucker. He's like, that man was never fucking there for me when I was, at any time when I was growing up, when I went through all this shit and whatnot. So, fuck him. I gave you money. That's all you're gonna get. I don't give a fuck if that goddamn shit washes into the fucking river and the ocean and whatnot. Not my problem. Fuck him. And he walked away. And he told me this story, and I was laughing my ass off. And the reason that we really laughed in the beginning when he told me that, it's like, when you don't have a father in your life, when your father wasn't there for you and you had the task of having to grow up and try and figure it on your own, someone might as well come and said, hey, a fucking horse dropped dead in Afghanistan. Okay, so what? What the fuck do I care? That's what it's like. But I mean, it's just amazing. Just the story is just, when you think about it, this man was never there for my friend in life. But in his passing, when he could do nothing, the same son that he was not there for is the same person who was instrumental in putting money towards them, putting them to rest. And he didn't want to have anything to do with the whole thing. So parents, really watch the way you treat your children, because in the years to come, those same children of today are going to be the adults that you may have to depend upon tomorrow. Especially with the world going the way it is right now. Things are getting tougher and harder and ridiculous, and there are no signs of anything getting better. Anyway, that's all I have for now. Till next time.